I moved from India to Canada in October 2006, just after I got married, 15 years ago. I still remember the first day when I landed. There was a lot of snow, it was white everywhere. The temperature was a freezing minus 20 degrees Celsius, chilling me to my bones. I said to my husband AJ, "This country is uninhabitable." My first few months in Canada were great. I was basically a tourist doing all the touristy stuff and going to malls and restaurants, and even going to the grocery stores was so much fun. Everything was so new, just like my marriage. I remember thinking to myself, I have AJ and I don't need anyone else. Because finally, after 2 years of dating long distance, we were together. Even though I had left my family and friends in India and I missed them, I did not miss them too much, to be honest, because finally I got to be with AJ. But like anything else, the novelty of Canada began to wear off, and realistically, how long can you expect the honeymoon phase to last? AJ got busy with his new job. I still couldn't get a job because my status in Canada was a visitor and not a permanent resident. I started to feel a void in my life. I started to miss India, everything about it, the food, the culture, even the dust and garbage on the roads. I missed my family and my friends a lot. I would sit alone and cry. I didn't know it at that time, but what I needed in my life at that point was friends. But I had no clue how to make friends in a new country. By a beautiful stroke of luck, the universe intervened. AJ and I went to the bank, RBC, to open my first bank account in Canada. The guy who helped me open my bank account was an Indian guy, super friendly, and while we were making small talk, I somehow happened to mention that I love Bhangra, the folk dance of Punjab, and that I was in the Bhangra team in my university in India. He said, "That's amazing because my fiance is looking for girls for her Bhangra team for an upcoming Bhangra competition." I almost jumped in joy. The next 2 months I spent doing something that I love to my bones, Bhangra. Our Bhangra team of 12 girls, called Punjabi Nara, practiced our moves almost every day in the local university gym to a medley of the hit Bhangra songs at the time. I remember Batua, Sardar, and a few others. And this is how I made my first friends in Canada. I am still in touch with 3 of those girls. Later on, I made more friends through Bollywood dance classes and Toastmasters. So joining groups or activities around things that I love doing, like dancing and public speaking, helped me immensely to make friends. Later on, after I had kids, organizing playdates for them and meeting other parents through my kids is how I made more friends. And then our friends introduced us to their friends, and now we have a pretty solid circle of family friends. Having a community of friends is very important to me. It is a big part of my and my family's mental health. If you read any research on longevity and happiness, you will see that relationships and community are the #1 factor contributing to longevity and happiness. My quest to make new friends continues because as I'm growing and evolving, so are my interests. And also as an extrovert, I'm always interested in meeting new people. Right now, I'm very much into healthy eating. I'm doing the Wildfit program a second time, this time with some local people in my city, and I can see some of them becoming my longtime friends. One thing I have realized is that friendship is a lot like dating. You have to make an active effort, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to not worry about rejection. Even I have got rejected sometimes when I have tried to initiate friendship with some moms, and that's okay. How did you meet your friends? I would love to know. Tell me in the comments below. Next week, I have another personal story of how I went from hating public speaking to loving it. If you don't want to miss that story, subscribe and tap that notification bell. See you next week. Keep growing.